Okay, so I need to go into the team game here. Unfortunately, I had to take this turn on my phone as I was running around. The good news is it makes nice crisp pictures, much better than my computer does. But so I had to take screenshots that I emailed to myself. So we got to do these in stills this time. And in all full disclosure, I'm currently on UK 7 turn, and I'm going back and rediscussing this. So I'm going to try my best not to give anything away as I just kind of go through what we did on the moves here. So I didn't do a preview. I jumped right into the combat move. So we can see, of course, I'm always about to trade in with Germany, with UK versus Russia, try to preserve Russian units as much as possible. So you can see we're taking the infantry bomber in there on Ukraine. The other thing you're going to see is I'm taking my transport, and we're coming in, and we are bombarding and attacking Northwest Europe here, which I was playing on those units down in Africa, helping to come back up and support to eventually take over these guys in North Africa. But let's see if I can switch over to my other picture. I took in this zoomed in picture because his only unit in Northwest Europe is the bomber. I believe this was a mistake. It was a goof on his behalf. I think he meant to land the bomber in France, but anyways, there's a German bomber sitting by itself in Northwest Europe, and I just simply could not pass up the opportunity to go ahead and hit that guy. So we're bringing our guys back. We're taking our last units off of UK and hitting Northwest Europe this turn. It also gets me back up into the Northern Atlantic here, because killing the bomber lets me get my fleet back up here so we can help do some dead zoning up here. Or actually, I have to see on my own non-combat move. I didn't look ahead. I should have planned ahead, because I might be speaking wrong. Otherwise, we're simply just taking the free territory down here for our combat move. So as you can see, we took it, non-combat move, flying. Yeah, we're bringing our fleet up here to the Atlantic, bringing my other transport up here to grab my last American guy hanging out there. You can see we successfully took Ukraine with that infantry bomber attack. You can see they did stack in here, which is going to let us take Karelia and delay a unit build in the front line just a little bit longer. Every unit we can have to march from from Berlin, the better. Non-combat down here. We did have the tank still, so we rushed a tank over, coming in here, getting enough to block into Egypt so that we could dead zone into here. So now we'll have 2 infantry, a tank. We're going to have our air down here that's available, and our bomber, wherever our bomber ended up landing. Our fighter is in here. He could go 1, 2. Well, he can't dead zone here, but the bomber can. And any fighters in the C zone can go 1, 2, 3. Out here, we're just bringing our UK guy into mix in with the Americans, get their protection. So now we're building up this pincher. Japan does have its other fleet up north still as well, but we're getting at this direction. Again, normally I normally play this with the fleet up north, but we're getting some movement here and getting in a position where after Japan's turn, U.S. could go here or here, and UK could match them in either spot if that's what we choose to do, if we're able to. So here's a zoomed out picture, just looking at everything going on. They did move their German bomber over here, but we're not going to have any. We're not using destroyer blocks, so that's really not a concern of ours. That's more a concern if we use a destroyer block, that the German bomber could clear the destroyer block and then Japan wipe out the U.S. fleet, but we're not going to be doing that, so we don't need to worry about that at all. As you can see, we do have the 2 fighters here, the bomber in India, plus our 3 units here to help dead zone in here. Plus, we figure he's probably going to manage to deal with these guys. We did pull off a stack of Kaza, trying to limit Japan's income wherever we can. Mobilization. So these were the units that we bought. We bought 2 infantry, carrier fighter. The reason we did this, let's get to the actual, mobilization picture. Now I'm my own memories playing havoc on me. So we built the fighter up here to complement here to give us enough coverage versus his sub and 4 fighters. Since he doesn't have since his 1 bomber's over there, we killed his other bomber, so he's got 5 units. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units to defend. I built the carrier down here in India, and the whole reason was I had done the counting of the units and what Japan's max build could be and what it's going to take for us to be able to get these fleets merged together sooner than later. So we needed another surface ship, and a second carrier was going to give me more flexibility with the fighter that's sitting up here that could come join them, plus fighters that we're going to be building as we go along. So the second carrier actually went down into India, and then we put 1 infantry in each of these. So, in any case, I apologize. It's a little harder to follow along here and see everything. Hopefully you can get enough from it. This is just a quicker video, and then UK4 we should be back to normal recordings. All right. Till then.